Good morning, everyone, especially to you, Mom. Today, we will discuss Lesson 16 Measures of Central Tendency and Variability. Today, Teacher Charmaine, Mary Jane, and Teacher Kim will teach you a new lesson. Are you excited? So, let's start. What is the measures of the central tendency? Measures of central tendency, it is a measures of location of the middle or the center of distribution. It provides information about typical or average values of a set data. Mean, median, and mode are the most commonly used measures of central tendency. It is unique that a data set has one and only one mean. The value of the mean is influenced by all observation in a data set. For example, mean, median, and mode are measures of central tendency. What is mean? The mean is the sum of the set of numbers divided by the numbers of the elements in the set. Look at the formula. Sum of all the x's divided by n, letter right here is a great capital letter, sigma, and it is used in statistic, the Gauss summation. So, x is use of each individual score so that in the symbol there, and n is use of the number of observation of this data set. For example, how to find mean? Find the mean of dataset 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, and 8. Add up all the numbers and divide the sum by the numbers of values. You have 7 numbers: 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, and 8. Mean population is equals to 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is equals to 32. You add up all the numbers. Mean population is equals to 32 divided by 7, and the mean population is 4.57.
What is median? Median, the middle number in an ordered set of data. Note, if there are two values in the middle of a data set, find the mean of those two numbers. Example, find the median of set 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, 8. The numbers in order 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, 8. The median in this set of data is 5. Another example of this set 9, 10, 3, 5, 9, 7, 10, 3. Arrange the data in order. So 3, 3, 5, 7, 9, 9, 10, 10. There are 4 numbers in the left side and there are 4 numbers in the right side. There are 2 numbers in the middle, the 7 and the 9. To solve the median, you need to add the 7 and the 9 and divide it by 2. So 7 plus 9 equals 16, divided by 2 equals 8. So the middle number is 8.
Good day, pupils. This is Teacher Kim, and I am going to tackle about mode and the standard deviation. So, children, can anyone define what is mode? Okay, thank you so much. Very good. Let's give them a round of applause. So now, the mode is the value that appears most frequently in a data set. So, a data set may have one mode, more than one mode, or no mode at all. So, a mode also is the repeating numbers in a set. So, mode has three types. So, it is the bimodal, trimodal, and the multimodal. So, first, let us define what is bimodal. So, from the word bi means two. So, bimodal is a set of numbers with two modes. So, like for example, in this, so as you can see, the repeating number is the 3 and the 4. So, the repeating number is 2. The 3 and the 4. That's why it is called bimodal. So the next one is trimodal. So trimodal is a set of number with three modes. From the word tri means three. So like for example in this. As you can see, the mode there is the 3, the 4, and the 5. So it is called trimodal. So the next one is, or the last is the multimodal. So a multimodal or is a set of numbers with more than one mode. So from the word multi means a lot, more than one. So like for example in this, as you can see, the repeating number there is the 4, the 5, 6, 7, and the 8. So as you can see, the repeating number there is 5. There are 5 repeating number there. So this is called multimodal.
What is measures of variability? Measures of variability describe in a quantitative measures how spread out of clustered together the elements of a set. It refers to how the spread score are in distribution out, that is, it refers to the amount of spread of the scores around the mean. For example, distribution with the same mean can have different amount of variability or dispersion. Variability is a summary statistic that represent in a data set how spread out are the values. We talk about variability in the context of the distribution of values. Example: range, variance, and standard deviation are measures of variability. The graph to the left has a smaller spread of values than the graph to the right. Let's start to the range. Range difference between highest and lowest numbers or value in the set of data. It is the most straightforward measures of variability to calculate and the simplest to understand. The range of a data set is a difference between the largest and the smallest values in the data set. For example, the list showed a student's math test score. What is the range of the test scores? 89, 73, 84, 91, 87, 77, and 94. How to find range? Put the numbers from the smallest to largest. Second, subtract the lowest value from the largest. And here the solution. Order the test score from least to greatest. You have 73, 77, 84, 87, 89, 91, and 94. So, you need to put the numbers from the smallest to largest and subtract the lowest value from the largest. 94 minus 73 is equals to 21. And your range is 21.
Variance measures how the elements of a set are spread around the mean. Large variance means the score widely spread the mean. population variance is designated by sigma squared and is the summation of x minus the mean quantity squared over n. Sample variance is designated by squared and is the summation of x minus the mean quantity squared over n minus 1.
So now let's go on to the standard deviation. So can anyone define what is standard deviation? Okay, thank you so much. Very good. So standard deviation is a statistic that measures the dispersion of a data set relative to its mean and is calculated as the square root of the variance. So variance means a measure of how spread out a data set is. So the standard deviation is calculated as the square root of variance by determining each data point's deviation relative to the mean. So now, this is the formula of the standard deviation. So, SD means standard deviation equals the square root of E means a sum of X. So X is a value in the data set minus M, which is the mean, raised to the power of 2 and over by N. So the N there is the number of the data points in the population. So, steps on how to get the standard deviation. So, children, this is how you get the standard deviation or how you calculate the standard deviation. So, step 1, find the mean. Step 2, for each data point, find the square root of its distance to the mean. Step 3, sum the values from step 2. Step 4, divide by the number of the data points. Step 5, take the square root. So, this is the way on how you calculate the standard deviation. So in finding the mean, you add the value of the data set. So the value of our data set is 6, 2, 3, and 1. So you should add it all. So 6 plus 2 is equal to 8 plus 3 is equal to 11 plus 1 is equal to 12. So to get the mean, let's divide 12 and 4. So 4 there is our number of the data points in the population. So 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. So 3 there is our mean. So second, step 2 is find the square of the distance from each data point to the mean. So in finding the mean or in finding the square of the distance, first you should subtract the x and the m. So the x and the m, and let's get the square. So 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. So 2 minus 3 is equal to 1. By the way, it is negative 1, but in standard deviation, you should not use the negative sign. So let's make it positive. So 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. So 1 minus 3 is equal to 2. Negative 2 actually, but you don't, again, in standard deviation, you should not use the negative sign. So and now, let's get their square. So 3 squared is equal to 9. 1 squared is equal to 1. 0 squared is equal to 0. 2 squared is equal to 4. So, or you can just 3 times 2 is equal to 9. Or you can make it like that. So, now, So the squared, so step 3, 4, and 5. So step 3, sum the squares of the distances. So the square of the distance are the 9, 1, 0, and the 4. So when you add it, it will sum up to 14. So step 4, divide by the number of the data points. So 14 divided by 4 is equal to 3.5. So step 5, take the square root. So in taking the square root, you should square root of 3.5 is equal to 1.87. So 1.87 there is our standard deviation. So that's easy on how you get the standard deviation. So children, did you understand our lesson? Oh, thank you. Good to hear that. Thank you so much, children, for listening, and let's meet again next week. Thank you so much and goodbye. God bless.